Gaffer, just one word, it's disappointing.
Well, you're always you're always disappointed to lose. Of course you are. But yeah, we got beat 3-0 at home. So you know, my voice is gone from shouting so much. But yeah, but you know, obviously wanted to win the game today, and we didn't.
And obviously, you want to see your side compete and everything like that. Did you feel like they measured up to that today?
They competed, but it's like it makes it look worse than it is when a game drifts away from you. Obviously, the goals look soft. And I'm going back and view them now, obviously, before the lads go home, we'll have a look at them. But yeah, you don't want to concede goals like that. The first one's right in the corner. The second one, you know, Coles, to be fair to him, held his hands up at half time to say, that's my bag, I should have come and got that corner. I think that was important to possibly come in at 1-0 rather than 2. And the third goal, really, I don't know how that spin on the ball, it ricochets with Aaron Hayden's leg and it's outside the post. It's a slow one, but it's constantly spinning towards goal as it's obviously 3 or 4. You probably had a better view than me this side of the pitch, but it sort of crept in again right in the corner. And we didn't have that on our ricochets. You know, what happened to them? The keeper said it, didn't he? But yeah, it's 3-0.
I think it was the Crew game where we saw with you, you're frustrated that you'd warned the players about certain things that would happen. Is that the same again today?
Well, it's the same with every game. I mean, what we've done now, I think it's 3 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses. Obviously, prior to today, it's Cheltenham and the goal's offside. And prior to that, I think it's Cardiff. So it's quite a long time to be quite competitive in what we're trying to achieve. So, you know, of course, Byron we're missing today, and he's had a lot of criticism in the first half of the season. But since I've been here, he's been a strong player, and you know you could argue that we missed his physical presence today. And of course, you want to make sure that you know you're having a footprint and an impact on the opponent's goal, and we didn't get that today.
It's not an excuse, that is it? When you've got a player like Byron who's getting on top of his game, starting to become the type of player that everybody knows he can be. When he's not there, it makes a difference.
Like we're doing any team, really. And you know, obviously Colchester have got a strong squad. You could see how they, when they score or when they make a sub, the ref was a little bit naive today in terms of like dealing with the player putting his shin pad in his other sock, taking it out, putting it back in his other one while he's meant to be coming off the pitch, or when a player's injured. And Harry Pell, very experienced, he goes 20 yards further down the line to take a throw in. It's obviously going to be asked to come back, and it's all done in slow motion. And that's a strange rule, that one. You know, when the breaker play and they get a bounce up, it happened at Morecambe actually in one of the early games. It's almost like a set to try and score. The bounce up, the next minute a channel ball, and it's almost a shot at goal. I'm not too sure that rule is quite right, quite appropriate. It's an hard one, but they didn't. Them things don't make you lose. They're part of the frustrations of trying to get back at an opponent that are very good at looking at drawing out the life of a game, and that's what they did.
It's a reminder of what you've kept reminding us. There is still work to do here, isn't there?
Yeah, but there is. You ask Jurgen Klopp. There's work to do every day in every team. And you know, I said to the lads there just before I've come over here to speak to you is that you know, when you get days that aren't quite right, you got to make sure you run a little bit harder when you're questioned and challenged in that. I think the players showed frustrations. They had energy, but they showed frustrations within the performances, and the support of each other wasn't quite right. So you're frustrated. That's when you've got to forgive that frustration and run a little bit harder at that moment and that time. Nobody really made anything happen or get something out of something to make something happen a bit stronger for us today. They didn't. You can't say they didn't try. They definitely did. It's just where them efforts are directed.
Great learning curve for Max on to play against a striker like Norris.
Well, yeah, he's strong, physical, you know, and obviously Frank and Harriet coming in and Poku, who can run very quickly with the football. But you know, they've got a lot of clubs watching him. You know, as a young player, Poku. But yeah, he'll have to learn very quickly. That's what it is. You either, you know, you get sort of prepared to go swimming in the deep end, and when you're in there, you know, you either drown or you swim, and you've got to find your feet quickly in that. You got to make sure you adapt to that. You know, he did some good things today, but of course you want a little bit more out of everybody, and you want a bit of self-protection out of that amongst teammates to make sure that we protect Cole's goal better, and then we can have a footprint, like I said, in attacking.
It's easy, isn't it, to be doom and gloom after a defeat, wherever you're doing during the season, but that's not quite the case with you or with what the lads have been doing.
It'd be a lot worse, wouldn't it, if it was still 5 points? It'd be a lot worse, wouldn't it, if we'd not had, like I said to you before, them 3 wins, five draws, I think it was, and then a couple of defeats. So it'd be a lot worse. So you got to look at things. How can it just like click your fingers and suddenly you play better than the top teams? It doesn't happen like that. How can it? It can't. So we're building and made big strides forward. So it's about how they deal with this psychologically. It's about how you guys who support Carlisle with your media. It's about what you want to do with it. It's about how you want to treat the players and I don't know, present a message, I suppose, because they did actually compete, but it wasn't quite right on our terms.
Nath Thomas, we hoped that he would be back today. What's the situation with him for Tuesday?
Yeah, he's quite confident of being able to train and be available for that game.
Newport, another good test. They've got a good side. Michael Flynn's got a good side playing some good football there.
Well, yeah, they've got some physical players, haven't they? But they'll definitely. I'm not too sure they got on today, but they'll be coming here, obviously wanting to win the game. But we want to respond to obviously today's result.
I can see that you've said it so many times. Win. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be doing. You do get frustrated, but more pragmatic approaches will come tomorrow when the dust settles and you look at how we've performed overall.
Well, it's gone now, so it's all about concentrating on Newport. So there's nothing you can do about what's just sat behind us for the last 96 minutes, and it happens to every team in the land, to the best. And we just work very hard on what we can try and control, and we didn't control it to the best of our abilities today to try and get what we wanted.
As you said, it's all about how we respond now.
Yeah, about everybody, how they respond. Part of the players will support each other in that, how the fans will support efforts that are going on, how you guys will project a message of what's been in front of you. It's all parcel of how the ingredients of the cake are made. But we've got to make sure that we control our parts. So we've got to make sure we recover correctly. We've got to make sure we plan correctly for Newport, and we've got to make sure that we pick a team that can compete and get the better of them.